This is Kimmy, and I am the one behind Jolvie, the mental health community here on Facebook. I'm going to be talking today about exercise, because I think that exercise is a huge help for mental health and depression. The difficulty with exercise is that obviously when we're having a bad day, our mental health isn't stellar, we obviously really don't want to be exercising, right? So when you're feeling crap, the last thing you want to do is put on your running shoes and go outside in the freezing cold, like it is here in Australia right now, and go on a run. I just wanted to talk about some 5 different things here that you can use to get yourself to start an exercise routine when you have a tendency to not be motivated to do so because of your mental health. So first, my first tip here is that you should be aware of when you take things like exercise and your ability to do exercise and apply them to your identity. This also will apply to sleep and other things that I'll talk about later, but right now we're talking about exercise. So you might have in your brain, oh, I'm just not someone who exercises. I really don't like exercising. I'm just not an exerciser. And as you can see, this isn't saying I don't like exercising, it's saying I'm a person who does not exercise. So you can see here that if you're making the fact that you don't exercise part of your identity, that's not really changeable, is it? And it feels unshiftable. It seems like I'm just a person, don't exercise, I just hate it, it's terrible, I could never do it. And obviously, if you want to be someone who could improve this aspect of yourself, you want to become someone who does exercise, then you have to change that and no longer make it a part of your identity that you don't exercise. So here, what you have to do is shift it and be like, I don't like exercising, but that's just because I'm not doing it in a way that makes me happy, and I have not found the type of exercise that works for me. I have not figured out the time of day that I like to exercise. So, and that brings me to number 2, is baby steps. So you might think, seeing all the stuff on Instagram and Facebook and Tumblr and all the blogs and probably all over your Facebook feed, people who are like, get those abs right now, run every day, do this beach body guide workout, and you'll see rippling washboard abs all over your body appearing, and you'll go down to perfect 2% body fat immediately. And you might think that the only way to exercise is to run every single day or lift weights like a crazy person, and that's the only way that you can use exercise to help with depression and improve your mental health. The fact is that baby steps are totally fine. You don't need to be doing running every day. You don't need to be lifting weights every day. That's not actually the case. So you can start, bring me to number 3, is you can start walking. And let me just say that walking is my number 1 recommendation for people who want to start exercising to help with depression. So running, I like running. It is good for fitness, and it can give some great endorphins, and maybe once you're out there walking you might feel a bit of inspiration and start running, but running is hard to motivate yourself to do. With running, you're gonna be like, oh, I really don't want to go running. I'm exhausted, I feel like crap, I don't want to go running. So walking is much easier to motivate yourself to do, right? So my recommendation is commit to like a 15-minute walk. A 15-minute walk is easy to add into your day. It's actually quite relaxing. It doesn't make you sweaty. You don't have to be full of energy to feel like you have to do it and stuff. I find that personally, I can just walk indefinitely. Like, I don't really get tired from walking. In fact, I quite enjoy it. And you might find the same way, that once you go on a walk, you'll come back and your brain will feel much more clear, you'll feel much more relaxed. Your tendency to ruminate and go over and over thoughts in your brain, it won't actually happen as much after you go on a walk. So the misconception is that you have to run to see these results, or lift a ton of weights, or get really exhausted from a full-on workout. The misconception there is wrong. You can go on walks every day and get great help for your mental health issues. Just that. It's easy once you start being like, I want to get better, I want to be better. You might want to be like, okay, I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to go on a run every single day of the week, or I'm going to, like, I don't know, you're just going to set the bar really high, and then the issue with that is that you're going to be sad if you don't hit this goal, and the way to avoid this is to just not set a goal that's quite that high. Some people might say this is wrong, but some people say that it's better to set really high goals, because then even if you miss out on them, you've still made some really great progress. But the fact is that when you're having depressive episodes and you're feeling quite shitty in terms of your mental health, you don't want to be setting goals that are too high, especially with exercise, because exercise is something that's so beneficial but so hard to get started on, especially when you're feeling bad. So make sure that you set baby steps, like go on a walk around your campus before your first class if you're at uni, do a little walk around the block before you go to work, do a little walk on your lunch break, etc., etc. Don't go full hardcore ninja warrior right out of the gate. That's probably a bad idea. Okay, now the fifth and last thing on this list is have fun in your journal to record your progress. When you're depressed, you don't really see a future, you don't really see yourself improving over time, you just feel like everything's gonna be shitty perpetually. And the fact of the matter is that it's not gonna be shitty perpetually. It's actually very much possible, and in fact probable, that things will improve, especially if you make choices that will improve your life over time. And I know that personally when I'm feeling depressed, and in the past when I've been really in a deep situation of crappiness, that's not really visible to me. I don't feel like that's possible. I feel like even if I try, I'm just gonna roll back to my previous ways and everything's always gonna go back to being crappy. But the fact is that that's not true. It's not true if you make a little choice to do something little. And the thing about it is that exercise will help you feel better every day. Your mental health will kind of shift to a less ruminating structure. Like your brain won't be as focused on the thoughts that are spinning around in your head and making you stuck so much in the past that you can't escape. If you go out and walk and see the birds, see the leaves, let your blood start pumping around in your body, I promise you, it really does work. So create a little tracking table in your journal, or just write, today I went on a walk, I felt like this before, I felt like this after, and all of the stuff about creating your journal entry will be in the worksheet that is linked below. It's free, it's a free download, and that's basically it. So I'll have all the information in this video about how to start exercising if you're someone who struggles with your mental health, as well as a guide to creating your journal entry about exercise. I'll be making videos like this with a new theme every week. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye!